Hello, this is Massroom347 for another live update. And you're probably wondering at part 2 what all the interruptions were. I mean, usually I get interruptions and all that, someone comes to my room and asks for something or whatever. But in this case, I feel like to explain why. We see, on my birthday, which by the way, I had a great birthday. So, yeah, I play a few good games. My mum said my mum had said she had a bit of a headache at the back of her head. And I thought, okay, maybe she's just working too hard, this needs to rest. And I went to Franklin Benny's with my friend, birthday dinner. I probably would have gone to the cinemas, but there was nothing good out February the 5th. Anyway, I went back afterwards, and when I went back, my mum wasn't there, and, well, she went to hospital. Yeah, I was really surprised. But, and she had to stay overnight too. I had to do a few tests and a few scans. But, she's doing okay now though. That's the good news. But yeah, it's like, weirdest birthday ever. I mean, it's the most unexpected thing you would ever think in all days of your birthday. That, a family member had to go straight to the hospital or something. Or had to go for a checkup of that nature. But, yeah, the good news is though is that it's nothing too serious, and I'm just gonna say basically that by spotting it early, it's benign, which means it's not very threatening. Basically, it was called like a type of well, I would not actually say because like I said, I just wanted to explain some of my actions there. But yeah, I just feel I want to get that off my chest. But there's also a fewer things off my chest as well, because a lot has been happening this past 2 weeks, not just for my birthday. First of all, yeah, I heard about the Fine Brothers, and yeah, that React World thing was utter bullshit. I mean, come on, you can't own the word React. It just doesn't work that way. The worst thing, Candy Crush, and they try to apparently own the words Crush, Candy and Saga. I mean, you don't own words. You can't copy or trademark a word. It doesn't work that way. I mean, Nintendo is trademarked because that's an invented word made by the company, which was Nintendo, but not React, which is used for everybody in public speak or something, like when you react to something. So yeah, that was a bullshit. And the other thing was that if you had the word React in your videos, they get taken down. You might even get a copyright strike. A few people, I think, or one or two, even had their channels taken down. I think they got them back though, so that's thank goodness. But yeah, it was just ridiculous. I mean, it was just pure corporate greed at the highest level possible, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I hadn't even heard of the Fine Brothers until the video I saw a few days ago, and you don't need to know who they are to realise how utter shitty that was. To say that if you don't join us, then we're going to copyright you. That's basically what they were saying. They're being all nice about it, using big fancy words from their lawyers, but you knew what you basically knew it. You could read between the lines. You pretty much knew what was going on. Good news is though that they stopped that now, and they pretty much quit because I think they lost over like 1 million or at least 400,000 subs and stuff. So yeah, they had a lot of subscribers, and actually a lot of people were unsubbed. They even tried this bullshit apology, but it was so half-assed, and they were still going to do copyrights and all that. And but now they've given up, and I'm glad because personally, the damage has already been done. But maybe, just maybe over time, people might forget about it. No, what am I saying? They're not going to forget about it. You're one of the biggest stupid moves in YouTube history. And to be fair, the whole YouTube copyright AI system is a bullshit. Channel Awesome's even had trouble as well. If you subscribe to Channel Awesome, you probably noticed that their videos were like 40 minutes long. I mean, like 50 minutes long limit. You see, before it was like pretty much almost limitless, like an hour or more. It was like 15 minutes long, and then before that it was like 10 minutes. I mean, it was 50 minutes at first, but afterwards it can be videos as long as so long, which is great. But if you get like a copyright strike or a claim or whatever, or certain claim, there's a chance that your videos are reduced to 15 minutes instead, and you have to like get back that claim or whatever, or try to fight back against it, or tell them why that this is not true. And if you know about the ridiculous copyright on YouTube, you know that probably a lot of people have been through this. A lot of the good channels which I liked have been through this bullshit. Faraway Joker was one. His videos were quite a while, were only like 50 minutes long, because he has something from Hasbro or something to do with My Little Pony or whatever, but it was still fucking dumb. He managed to fight back against it eventually, but I think it was in like 2 weeks or so. And if you make a living off of YouTube, that can be really crippling. So yeah, it was just ridiculous. Yeah. And the next thing I want to talk about is, again, I hate talking about her, but Anita Sarkeesian. Yeah. She made I think about 10 or 20 minute video about butts in video games. I wish I can make that shit up, guys. I wish that I made this up and it's some kind of practical joke, but no. She literally talks about butts in video games. Female butts, specifically, for the most part. Saying that a lot of female characters, a lot of female characters' angles in video games specifically target their butts. And that because of this, we don't identify them as characters. And of course that's fucking bullshit. Because come on, no one plays a video game to look at a woman's butt. No one does. That's utter bullshit. And most people, agree that it's utter bullshit. A whole bunch of response videos. I saw Dark Kefka do a 20-minute rant on it, and yeah. And it was ridiculous. And she used like the worst examples, like she used the original PS1 Tomb Raider game. The original PS1 game. You know, back where 3D graphics were still relatively new and they weren't that refined as they are now. I mean, think about it. We really going to care about Tomb Raider's rectangular squared butt? Because that's what it pretty much looks like when you look up close. Which you're not, because think about it, if you purely focus on a woman's butt in a video game, you won't be able to play the fucking game. It's just common sense, people. But it just goes on talking about it. It's just utter nonsense. But yeah, it was this complete bullshit. Yeah. But yeah, this is ridiculous and all that. But once again, though, more and more people are seeing through her stupidity. And like I always say at the end of the game, don't let her make you feel bad for playing certain types of games or judge you or whatever, because she has no right to make you feel that way. I mean, she has a right to her opinion, but you don't have to agree with it. Heavens no. If she thinks you're some evil, sexist, misogynist monster, then fine. But that's her business. But personally, she's crazy. I mean, I don't really understand what else she could possibly talk about. I think she's starting to run out of ideas, because when you talk about a woman's behind in a video game, and remember that these women aren't real, they are fictional characters. No one wants to wish that they are real. And why am I even explaining this? Do I have to? Because you're not children, but she kind of talks to you if they are. It's ridiculous. Like it's just a nonsense. And what's really creepy is one part of the video where she talks about not being able to see Batman's butt because of a cape. Well, here's an idea. Here's a force. Why the fuck are you trying to look for Batman's butt? I mean, why? What was the point in that? And the reason she gave was because this magical cape that he has a secret weapon which always covers his butt. Yeah, that's the reason for the cape. Not to help him glide through the fucking sky or use it to hide in the shadows. No, it's just to cover his butt in video games. You see how fucking stupid that sounds? It's so stupid that you really wish I was making this crap up. But no, she's talking nonsense about this. And I agree that there are screenshots of video games where there are times where women's butts are shown in video games, but not like through the entire game and stuff. And even if that's so, it's like, who the fuck cares? we play a game because we play a video game because we enjoy the game, the gameplay, the story, the characters, not how they look physically. I mean, yeah, you have characters and models and all that, but it's their personality that counts, really. But even so, again, they are fictional characters, and that's my biggest problem with Anita now. To be honest, is that she is, by trying to compare these to actual real women, you're actually damaging them, which is bad. Because that's what she's doing. She keeps comparing real life women to video game characters and saying it, no, this is wrong. No, you can't have women look exactly as they are in video games. Not all the time. You can in some games, if it's trying to make it as real as possible. But it's like a game like Bayonetta or Tomb Raider. I mean, come on. I mean, do you really think a real woman could do half the stuff that Tomb Raider could? Fight dinosaurs, translate countless languages, dive into this? No, come on. Come on. It's a fictional character. Just like Indiana Jones or Nathan Drake. I mean, that's the whole point. You can do whatever you want with that character, be it male or female. Just, let your imagination soar. Don't think about restrictions because you think it's objectifying somebody. But no, man, I mean, told this to her face, probably go one ear out the other. But yeah, sorry about that. Sorry for the rant. I just really want to get it off my chest. But don't worry about my mom. She's doing okay. She's going back for another scan on Monday and stuff. But it seems to be okay. It's nothing too serious. But yeah, I just wanted to get it off my chest. But I think the last thing I can talk about is what did I get for my birthday? I mean, you saw Gravity Rush Remastered. That's the game I got for my birthday, which I actually decided to do a blind one on. I figured, what the hell? But the other games I got were Transformers, Devastation, which is a platinum game. All the original voice actors from the original Transformers cartoon are in that are actually voice acting that game. Not all of them, but most. So that's really cool. I also got BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma. And I got the first two BlazBlue games for the Xbox 360, but I never got the third one for the PS3. I kind of just strayed away from it for a really long time. But when I heard about the Extend and stuff, which is like the best version because it comes with all the DLC and extra characters and all that, I just waited for that for the PS4. I also got South Park and the Stick of Truth for the PS3. But I actually got the North American version. Now, why? The Europe version, yeah, they censored a few things and I don't really like that. I mean, I want to play the whole game experience. That's certain parts censored. I mean, that's not cool. So, yeah. If you have a PS3 and you haven't got the South Park Stick of Truth yet, get the American version if you're living in Europe. Trust me, you'll thank me for it later because it is kind of annoying they do that with the Europe version. And if you don't like that, then fine, get that. But I want to get the whole game experience, if you know what I mean. And the last game I got was actually a 3DS game, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. And I just started playing that. It's a pretty good game. A bit tough to get used to playing single player with those doppels. Having to constantly switch and stuff. There's a lot of memorization. But it's mostly like a multiplayer type game. But those damn friendship tokens. I'm never able to get any of those. I mean, what are the chances that you have 15 friends who have 3DSs that you get to play with? Yeah, it just feels a little unfair. So yeah, I find that a little annoying. The good news is that the costumes that you unlock of them are mostly used just for multiplayer anyway, so, that's good. And you can still play online with anyone you want, but trust me, you gotta be careful. Because you don't get to pick which stage you have to do, it's picked at random between the 3 people. And sometimes when I get a guy or a person who just isn't very good, who doesn't really get the message like, I mean, come on, carry me, I want to shoot this arrow, no! Yeah. But I actually got a few DVDs here as well, not just video games, because, like I said, I'm really backlogged, and there's still a ton of video games I haven't played yet, so I figured, I get some DVDs. I mean, I don't need to just get video games for my birthday, so I actually got a few bits of anime. They got Summer Wars, The Girl Let Through Time, Batman Under the Red Hood, and Batman Assault on Arkham. So, yeah. I haven't watched all of them yet. I watched Summer Wars and Under the Red Hood, Batman. I think watched the girl let through time my spare time, and I saw an Arkham a bit later. But yeah, that's pretty much my update. But I'm just gonna carry on with Gravity Rush remastered as a blind one. I never really done a blind one with live commentary before, so I thought it'd be something different. In fact, when I eventually do the blind one of Infamous, or whenever I do it, I think I do that with live commentary as well. And I mean, I might as well and all that. Like I said, I'm going to do more stuff with live commentary because it's much easier for me to do now. I don't do that much effort into it, as in getting an extra recorder to try and sync up my voice to the dialogue, because that is really tough to do. Ugh. I did that with Final Fantasy 12, and you know how long that game is, and how much side quests there are, and also Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. No, Dream Drop Distance. No, I mean Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, that's all I'm going to talk to you about really. But yep, I just thought I might as well update the catch up with you guys and how everything's going on. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on with my game as usual, and that's about it. But with that is Maximum 347. The game does heighten RPG the platformer. Stay classy, and this has been an update.